Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the show. We have something super interesting today. As you know, I love the emergency vehicle videos. We're looking at, I believe, mostly police cars today. But here's the weird catch. We're in Paris. We're in France. But we have a mixture of, naturally, French police cars and LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, U.S. police cars. What on earth is going on here? I have no idea. This is very intriguing and a very interesting and unique suggestion, so thank you. This suggestion does come from Suri62 on Discord, so thank you for that. And this is from a channel called Paris Interceptor. I will be skimming around this video as it's very long, so you can watch the whole thing with the link down below in the description, and definitely check their channel out, as will I be doing the same, because I'm very intrigued by this. Basically, it looks like our camera car might be a French car. I'm not really sure, honestly. But I do see a definite U.S. spec Dodge Charger Pursuit model. Looks to be the 2011 to 2014 body style. And yeah, we have the red, white, and blue lights, when in reality, those white lights in the middle actually shine amber. So depends on the department. Most U.S. police cars are always red and blue, and then some integrate amber lights in there as well. That is pretty common. And I imagine we will see more. So here we go. Let's start this. Let's skim around and see what the heck is going on. And this is going to be a great video for comments. If you know what's going on with this, I would love to know. Like I said, the suggestion just pointed out that there are some U.S. police cars in this video in France. And I'm like, what is going on? That sounds wild. So let's do it. Because as you know, I enjoy learning about these police cars and emergency vehicles from around the world. Naturally, it's fascinating for me, as a lot of them are very different. But don't make no mistake, I absolutely love emergency vehicles over here in the U.S. I think we have arguably some of the best police cars in the world. I love the variety of, liveries and colors that each department uses. And our choice of vehicles is pretty cool, with the Chargers, the legendary Crown Victoria, that has been almost retired. Some departments are still holding on to them because they were legendary, and countless others. So let's go. Ooh, there's a Charger starting up. Sounds like it's the V8. Some of the cheaper police models have a V6. That definitely sounded like it was the Hemi. Look at that. Ooh, I hear French sirens. Ooh, there's a FPIU ahead of... Oh my god, and a legendary Crown Vic. If you haven't known already, I am like a super fan of the Crown Vic. The Crown Victoria is just an awesome car to begin with, but the police models, the Police Interceptor they were called, were excellent, and I do own one. So if you would like to see maybe a video of IWrocker, like a vlog in real life, maybe going through my ex-Madison Police Department, Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can arrange that. That'd be pretty fun. Hear the mix of sirens? Look at these beautiful streets. This is very aesthetic, by the way. Very Europe. Seeing that American cop car in Europe is a very interesting clash, isn't it? Beautiful, this brick roads like this. Like the architecture. I know I always say it. I'm just fascinated by it. It's very cool. Even that bus looks nice. Ooh, you hear those American sirens? Yeah. This is wild. I bet people on the street are thinking, what is going on here? Right? The FPIU, I said earlier, that refers to the Ford Police Interceptor Utility, which is that SUV police vehicle up there. That is, of course, based on a U.S. spec Ford Explorer, converted heavily into police use and known as the FPIU. You can hear the difference in cadence. Pretty iconic American siren you can hear. And then you hear that doo-doo-doo. That's the French one. You can hear that. Both very distinct. And they're both interesting. What do you think? What do you like better? I think they're both effective. They're both loud. I'm way more familiar with the American siren. I mean, I hear them all the time, right? The French one, I think I've said in other videos that it's very blaring sounding. It's very effective because it's supposed to be effective, right? It is effective. It's not the most pleasant to hear, I will say that. But it's not supposed to be pleasant. It's supposed to be effective. So in that case, it does its job pretty well. Look at all these different vehicles too on the side. So interesting. Lots and lots of people on scooters and bicycles, mopeds, motorcycles. It's great to see. Look at that lineup. Oh my God. Of course, the LAPD with the, they use the black front and rear portions of the vehicle with the white doors and white roof. Pretty mean looking cars. Interesting to see always the size difference too. I know people say American cars are so big, which, yeah, I mean, they seem bigger than most European cars. I'll even throw in that one of the bigger vehicles you'd ever see in Europe is, of course, work trucks or work vans like this Volkswagen van here. I will say that this Charger is just a typical American sedan. It's almost as wide as that van, so... maybe you guys got a point. Maybe the American cars are pretty big. Even that Explorer, which is not a big SUV by American standards, that's more of a mid-size SUV, looks pretty big. That Explorer or that FPIU unit looks way bigger than most vehicles it's passing by. Pretty interesting to see from my perspective. Okay, we got a traffic jam here. Oh my goodness. This is so wild. This is like an actual response, like a code 3 response, because we have lights and sirens blaring. We have real traffic. It's not like these streets are blocked off, like with like they're cleared out for a video or something. Like, no, this is real. I think this is real life going on here. So I want to know what the story is. It's almost as if this is a real response with the U.S. vehicles on par with the French vehicles, like they're working in unison here. I don't know, it's very bizarre in the best way. This is so wild. Look at that Charger. As you can see, the American cars always have a spotlight, at least on the driver's side. Sometimes they'll have a passenger one as well. It's one thing I have not seen basically any other country do. Now I know, I'm sure I've missed some, or I know there's exceptions, but generally, when I've seen European police cars, when I've seen Australian police cars on these videos, I have not seen the use of a spotlight, which is shocking, because that's on every police car here, or at least most of them. And I feel like that's pretty useful for different reasons, but that's why it's interesting. They're all different. They're in a tunnel now. You can see the lights lighting up the dark tunnel here. Pretty cool. They're getting going now. They're catching some speed. This is so wild that this is like some sort of demonstration in real time, in real traffic. It's pretty wild, to be honest. But it's cool. I'm glad that we can see it. It's interesting because when we get to these inner city highways, especially around Paris, I've seen another video, this is identical almost to the U.S. Like, I know the roads in Europe tend to be smaller, and these city roads and villages and stuff, I get that. But this highway, this looks like Chicago here. I mean, this doesn't look any different at all. So at least there's some common ground here on the highway. It's just interesting, right? I always like to point out what's similar and what's different. The highway, this is very almost identical to a U.S. highway, as in the scenery, the lanes, the center, the walls, everything. There's not much that would be different, so that's pretty cool to see. Okay, further along in the video, we have gained some speed. We're on a further stretch of highway. Looks to be a little bit out of at least the central city there. There's less buildings around. And look at that beautiful CVPI, or Crown Vic Police Interceptor. Damn, she looks good. I tell you what, they are such a joy to drive. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things you just have to experience. I can't explain to someone, if they haven't driven one, why it's good to drive. But once you drive them, you're like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, Crown Victorias, especially the police ones, they are just awesome. They're just great to drive. Look at that lineup. This is so wild. They don't have their sirens on anymore, but we are rolling lights. Oh, I hear a little bit of siren action from one of the French police cars. Maybe our camera car, I'm not sure. This is just so wild. What is that weird car? Whoa, that traffic car. I don't know. Oh, I didn't see. I think there's a police motorcycle up front. Now, I'm assuming that's going to be a French model. I don't know if they brought, like, California Highway Patrol motorcycles over or not. I'm assuming because of the all-blue lights that it's definitely a French motorcycle unit, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, this is a mixture of units here, and I think it's really, really neat. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if this was some sort of, event, between the two countries or between certain organizations. Perhaps it's collectors. Maybe these are Americans that are in France, or maybe these are French people that collect police cars, and just happen to have some American ones. I really don't know. But I think it's very cool to see. If that's the case, though, I'm assuming it's got to be some sort of organized event, just because they are rolling lights and sirens through traffic jams and stuff. So I'm assuming that's not legal to do, any random Yahoo to do in the middle of the day. So I'm assuming this has got some sort of, legal permitted use going on here. This Crown Victoria even has the CA exempt, California exempt plate. So a permanent license plate, of course, because it's a municipal vehicle. No registration every year or anything. It's just a permanent plate. That's cool to see. Contrast that with the EU plates, the French version of the EU plates. Much different, as you can see. Isn't that fun? Yeah, you can hear the American sirens. Now you can hear the French sirens. It's just such a cool contrast. Well, I tell you what, that was really cool to see. We only looked at a few minutes of that. This is actually a 24-minute long video. So definitely going to want to check that out with the link down there. Check out the whole thing. Very fascinating. They took quite a long ride, covered some ground there. And something I never thought I'd see with these videos, learning about the police cars and other emergency vehicles. I think it's very fun and fascinating because it's something that I enjoy here in the States, and seeing all the different versions of cars and fire trucks and all these different things, with the different paint schemes, the different light patterns, the light colors, the different sirens. It's very fascinating. I've said that a lot of times before, and I'll say it again. But seeing this kind of collaboration between the U.S. and France here, in whatever way this was done, I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see something bizarre like this and against the norm. And seeing some beautiful shots of France here in the city, and then these highways with the French sirens and the U.S. sirens, and both police vehicles from each country kind of riding in unison. It was kind of cool to see, not going to lie. I liked it a lot. But that's about it, y'all. If you have some insight on the context of how this happened, I would love to hear it there. Please throw a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to be part of this amazing community we do have here. Keep your awesome suggestions coming. This is proof of it. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all, I'll catch you later.